YouTube, how we doing? PPS here. YouTube play of the day. We got two spots, college basketball. Probably one of the better slates of the year. By far the best day of conference play stuff we've seen so far. We got some loaded games. Big Ten, SEC, obviously two pretty good conferences. Tennessee, Florida are going to be a fun one. Kentucky, Georgia is going to be really fun as well. Wow, Pittsburgh is playing very well this year. They're a 15-point dog in Cameron Indoor. Right? I mean, you're seeing some big boy teams out there, obviously. We'll have two spots for you tonight. And, we'll get right into it. Looking to bounce back. I think the last play was Saturday from Boise State. And they, I think, ended up with 68 or 69. So not much you can do about that. It was a very big lull in the beginning of the second half. That kind of killed everything. They started out hot. It got up to like 78 live in game. And then, like I said, there was like a 4-minute lull there where they just could not do anything offensively. So, and they ended up losing that game as well. So, looking to bounce back. Two spots today. Let me pull up my screen for you guys here. As always, if you could hit that like button, I really appreciate it. We did a best ball draft yesterday on show for Pass the Prop. So, there was that one. If you guys want to go check that one out as well, you can. As of right now, I'm pulling up my screen. I always have to remember which one I have for which one. So FanDuel is going to be for the SMU North Carolina game here, and the other one will be on DraftKings. So I'm going to be playing the first half over 78.5 at minus 120 in this spot. I really like this SMU team. They've done very well for me throughout this season. Going off of the early season performances from these teams, I mean, there's not much you can really say bad about SMU. They're obviously now in this conference, so they're going to be having to do this, more often than just a couple step up games. But they got blown out by Duke. I think this is a good bounce back spot for them to go to North Carolina. I think this is going to be a little bit tougher game, obviously heading there, but they're only a 6-point dog here, and they play fast, which is what I want. My issue is for North Carolina, and the reason why I'm liking SMU a little bit more than I think market is just because SMU is an elite offensive rebounding team, and North Carolina they didn't replace Baycott, right? Southern Methodist is 30th in the nation in terms of offensive rebounding, 11 per game. I mean, we get a lot of those. We're gonna have some issues down there in the paint. I like quite a few of these dudes that they're rolling with out there. Obviously, very good guard play. They got Boopy Miller, 15 or almost 16 a game. Cross, Chuck Harris, all these guys shoot the three ball very, very well as to go along with that. You also have 7'2" freshman center from Turkey, who's been pretty good. He's not playing a ton of minutes, but in those 20 minutes, he's very, very good. These guys are averaging 85 points per game on the season. When we go up and down here, North Carolina is going to play extremely fast. They're 7th in the country. And then obviously when I talk about SMU here, they're playing fast as well. 23rd adjusted offense in the country, in a top, I think they're 79th in terms of pace. So that in itself, we should be feeling pretty good about that, seeing some pace in this game. But when we go to first half scoring, right, Southern Methodist is averaging 40.5 points per game in the first half. Going to North Carolina here. Carolina, again, is ranked way up there. At home, they're averaging 40 points per game in the first half. So just hitting averages should get us to this spot. But obviously, North Carolina should be able to score on SMU. SMU ranked 108 in terms of adjusted defense, and that's against the 181st adjusted offense in terms of strength of schedule. I think North Carolina should have no problem scoring if they can play their game, moving up and down the floor, kind of running and gunning. But I think SMU definitely has the opportunity to get this thing going when it comes down to offensive rebounding and hitting that three ball. So we're rolling with SMU first half over 78.5 over on FanDuel at minus 120. Then going over to play number 2. Let me pull up DraftKings here. I did not line check. So if it's on a little bit smaller books at better prices, go ahead and grab it. Maybe playing Iowa, team total over 81.5 here. I know Nebraska's actually been very, very good defensively this year. Ken Palm rating, everything. They've been very, very good. Obviously, Iowa just got absolutely blown out by my Badgers. My Badgers scored 100 on these guys. So that's something you don't see, but they made 21 threes in that game, which is incredible. Iowa obviously is a juggernaut at home, man. They're a juggernaut offensively at home, I should say. If you want to look at adjusted tempo, Iowa 18th in the country. As always, a top 25 adjusted offense. Nebraska 137 tempo. Number 10 defense in the country right now, which, like I said, something I was not expected to see this year from I think they still got Hoiberg over there. But I'm still going to have to roll with Iowa in a home spot. Looking at their last few games, right, they were at Wisconsin, tough place to play. Now they get to go back home. Nebraska obviously gave up 94 points to these guys last year. So Iowa at home in their home matchup against Nebraska scored 94 points. I thought about taking the first half because Iowa is the number one scoring team in the first half so far this season, but they're like number 6 in terms of second half scoring. So give me a little bit of extra in this spot here. Again, if you want to look at just opponent 3-point percentage, I think Nebraska is very good on the season, 29%, but 33% on the road. So obviously we're going to see a little bit of a dip when they head on the road here. Iowa has played a pretty tough schedule, right? They played Iowa State, good team. Utah is a good team. I think having to travel to Wisconsin is a tough spot right there. The Badgers have played very, very good at the Kohl Center here throughout Guard's tenure over there. But my thing is we got the Huskers. They're a 5-point dog here when they've been playing this well. They've been winning these rock fight type games, right? UCLA, they won 66-58. Then you see these other ones, Hawaii 69-55, right? Like some of these games are a little bit slower, but Michigan State blew them out 89-52. And that was when they're in Michigan State. Obviously, they hit a ton of threes in that spot, but that's what Iowa's going to do here. So I think the pace is going to be crazy in this one. I think Iowa's got to get their lick back after getting absolutely embarrassed. You get a game coming back home. I think they come out hot. Sign me up. Iowa team total over 81.5, minus 115. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you guys. Hit that like button on your way out, and we will see you tomorrow, Pass the Prop, live on this channel. So have a good one, guys, and best of luck tonight.